Get ready for the next battle.
Yeah, not only that, Morphling is still farming uncontested on the mid lane. He's evening with Ferrari, and I think the problem here is that Ferrari will never be able to actually kill him. And as I say that, Ferrari is definitely going for it, and How is getting dangerously low.
Yep, he's going to be engaged under the tower. Yep, there's first blood. It's Ferrari.
They do smoke though, and there's Chuan coming in on the Mirana.
And here we go. He's going to go ahead and engage in. Luo in trouble, gets off the Hellfire Blast. There's going to be TPs coming in. That's going to be his first death. Now they have to decide how they want to fight it. Ferrari lands in, and a Searing Chains catches him out. Right back up. He's back down to half health. Now San Sheng is going to be caught from behind Ferrari with that big lead he earned in mid. Is doing work and chopping wood onto Newbee. And now Banana's going to be isolated. YYF is there. He'll eat the unstable concoction. There's going to be a Hex on How. And now the follow-up as IG is looking to turn this around. How? Well, they did the same thing to Alliance, if you remember correctly. Hang on, might be a fight in the jungle. There's going to be, yep, the engagement on the Zhao 8. And he's going to be bursted down very quickly. Can't even get off Doom. There's the mech to get him back up into fighting shape, though. Luo has his ultimate ready, so he's not going to be fearing death. Moves there with the clap. And he gets off another Hellfire Blast. Here comes the rest of IG, but they're trying to find a better way to engage into it. There's the ulti. The Brewmaster split. Going to try to isolate him down, and here we go. Ferrari coming in on his own. The damage output is huge, but they got the Doom off onto him, and he may be in some trouble. Has to try to hook it to safety, and in the meantime, we do see Leoric cleans up one last time. Ferrari stunned out and still trying to make a run for it, but move
tower and establish their map dominance.
Here we go, they're going to engage. Faith is there, and the arrow connects as well. Faith's going to be tossed back. It's going to be the split, and Faith cleaned up immediately. YYF and Chuan, what did he get? Managed to get Moonlight Shadow. Great steal there for the Rubik. Now, Luo in trouble under his own tower. Doesn't have his ulti, so he's down for the count. That's going to be 2 down for IG and unanswered. And now they're going to manage to catch the Mirana as well. It's YYF still standing up on the high ground. And, yep, Banana there, and the telekinesis and a lot of damage. Sufficient enough to get that kill. YYF will be hit with the unstable concoction behind his own tier 1. Here comes Ferrari. He's going to try to turn this around. A one-man wrecking crew. And what did he get? He actually managed to get the remnant that time. But Ferrari just can't do this on his own. He's able to do some damage and buy some time. He's still hanging around. Now the Doom onto him, though. Hung around way too long and ends up beating the Ayesee out. So he's going to be back up. Let's see if they can get him twice. Up immediately using the Sleight of Fist and getting a kill in the meantime. There's going to be shackles on the Howl from Faith. And Faith cleaned up once again. And Ferrari's just continuing to really wreck. He's pursuing out Howl. YYF's right there. And now Luo there with the arrow to follow it up. This is going to be a kill onto the Morphling.
So, yep. And Howl now finishing his link boots. This is how fast this guy finds farm. 10 minutes into the game, all he had was power threats. Not even power threats, mind you.
They're going to try to catch Banana from behind. How they're going to come in. There's the mech. Banana still locked in. Will be able to get off the unstable concoction. But Zhao 8's been ward trapped. Has to try and chop his way out. The right clicks are there, though. And one last Sleight of Fist brings him down. So just as quick as it looks like Newbee gets something going, they take the tower after bringing down Tube. Then they feed Tube right back. By the time all is said and done. And now another arrow caught Howl from behind. Do they have the tools to keep him locked down? Link gets his pop. Yes. Shackles are there. He's morphing strength. Can they get him down? Hex to follow it. Yes. Finally able to
back down from these fights and regain the position that they keep on losing. Now, Luo, he had that early Midas on him, and he hasn't really had any significant item progression since then. We're 30 minutes into the game.
Moonlight Shadow has been used. Ferrari's still hanging out on the side. He's the obvious target for Doom. Ferrari's going to go on in onto the Roche Pit and going to try to take this away. Yep, it's going to be Ember Spirit who gets the Aegis, and Ferrari will have it popped away immediately. However, Faith now in trouble, gets off the Hex on the Moo. In the meantime, the high ground is a chase. YYF killed by the level depth. Now Howl hit with the Hellfire Blast. Moo coming back in to try and turn this around with the split. Luo will be finally cleaned up again. YYF now being pursued out, and IG just continues to give up ground. There was a buyback from the Prophet.
Followed up with an ultimate orb. He's just going to finish the Cypher Vice, I think, mostly because the, like...
Howl engaged here in the bottom lane. There's going to be the Doom, and Howl still alive, still morphing strength, and a big counter initiation out of Newbee as they bring down 2 in a hurry. That's going to be Luo biffing it as well, and they're just going to call it.
Call from Faith.
GG. Huge counter initiation out of Newbee when it looked like they had Howl all hemmed up.